Um, how do I do this? Most of it is underground, so I guess I don't line this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. Let's start on from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks good to me. Probably not that. This should stand there. Like that. The other side's mostly in the ground. So the iron golems you build, they're not permanently friendly to you. Is that right? They're neutral, and then if you attack them, they turn hostile. Is that right? I should just test it out in my own game. Oops. How is this? Oh, attack the villagers, I believe. That sounds like a disaster to me. Why would they attack the villagers? What? Anyway, I should just test it out in my own game. Save a copy and then just start spamming iron golems. Let's see what happens. How is this? Oh, if I... Yeah, okay. Wait, so they are allied to you. They're allied to you, and so then if you attack the villagers, they will also attack the villagers. That sounds badass. That sounds awesome. Disastrous, but also awesome. How is this? No, no, if you attack the villages or you attack the golems will attack you. Wait a minute. No, but even the golems you build? I know the golems that generate to protect the villages, the golems will attack you if you attack the villages. The golems you build are the same? They run on the same AI? I guess they would. Just run on the same AI. Knowing the kind of game Minecraft is. How is this not sure on that? Okay, I'll you know what? I'll test it out this week, and then maybe I'll report back next week. I'll tell you if I get wrecked by a bunch of golems. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that's okay. Probably do just run on the same AI. They'll attack hostile mobs and they'll defend villages. Oh, the new Iron Golem farm I built. It's just a bunch of prison cells around the Iron Golem grinder. And each villager is assigned a cell with a bed and a workstation. I'm playing on Bedrock Edition, which is different from Java Edition. Java Edition, the Iron Golem farm mechanics are a lot easier. Bedrock Edition, you have to have like an actual village for the Iron Golems to spawn. Like the villagers have to go to sleep and go to work every day. So you put each one in a cell with a bed and a workstation. And you have to make sure they're assigned to the right bed and the right workstation. So you kind of have to like introduce them one at a time. Like you have one bed, one workstation, introduce one villager, it recognizes the two things, and then you put down a second bed, second workstation, introduce a second villager, and it recognizes those two things. So basically the process was just waiting for the baby villagers to grow up, because you have to they have to grow up one at a time, and you have to be there to assign them to the right station one at a time. Which is a real pain in the ass. I'm gonna center this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason you do that is because the pathfinding is absolutely awful. I tried to like build another design of it where the villagers just were free to walk around from their bed to the workstations, but the pathfinding was so awful that they just keep blocking each other. They keep blocking each other, and it also doesn't recognize beds as unpassable, so they get stuck on beds, of all things. Like they'll walk up against the bed, and they don't know to walk around the bed, and they just get stuck on the bed. They get stuck on each other, they get stuck on beds, they get stuck on workstations, they get stuck on everything, right? And so by the end of the day, a lot of them would not manage to get to a workstation. just by getting stuck on each other. And then because they're not working, and they can't get to their beds either, so they're not sleeping, they're not working. And so then there's no iron golems, because they're not they're not sleeping or working enough. It's a disaster. All because of bad pathing AI. In most games recognize that AI pathing is awful, and they'll just like teleport NPCs after a while. Like a lot of escort quests. How is this what counts as working? Basically, they just have to like stand next to a workstation. I mean, they'll stand next to a workstation and they'll activate it. It'll make a sound. They just have to reach the station. They don't have to actually do anything. They just have to like stand next to it. But they need to pass their way to the workstation from their beds, and they can't even do that. I think there's a way to do it. I just didn't design the thing very well. What you have to do is you have to use solid blocks to control their pathing. Because they don't recognize, I don't think they recognize, well, they recognize fences. I was gonna say they don't recognize transparent blocks as obstacles. They do recognize fences as obstacles though, I think. But you have to use solid blocks to control the pathing, and you always have to have like corridors that are 2 blocks wide so they can get past each other, because they can't pass through each other. So if your corridors are 1 block wide, or if your doorways are 1 block wide, they'll just like block each other all the time. So you have like 2 block wide doors and pathways so they can walk around each other. But you know how that goes, right? Like once you start doing that, your village becomes much bigger than it really needs to be. And then your iron golem farm becomes ginormous because you're accommodating the pathing. So instead of accommodating the pathing, I just like make sure they don't have to go anywhere. I just make sure they all sit in their cells. And they don't have to path anywhere, they just like get up from their beds and the workstation's right next to it. And that solves all the problems. In most games, AIs will teleport after a while. Just to cheat their way through the bad pathfinding. Not Minecraft though, for some reason. I guess if they teleport then, well, I guess that would be a different problem. Because then if they did them teleport, then players can't put them in a cell if they want to. I don't know. It's kind of bad either way. Alright, there's a little bridge here. I don't think I need to do anything special with it. This is a little strange. Let me extend that down. Oops. Oh, there's another bridge there. It's the same river too. Okay, let me figure out how I want to do these bridges. They're not very tall. The thing is, the way villages are generated in the game avoids all the pathing problems, interestingly enough. The architecture is designed to avoid the pathing problems because like every building only has one bed. And so you would never have two people or two villages trap each other at a doorway because only one villager ever goes into that one house. And likewise, every work building only has one workstation. So again, there's only one villager who ever goes into that particular building. So they don't get caught on the doorways. So if you really think about it, the way the naturally generated villages are designed in the game, it skirts around all the pathing problems, all the AI problems that the game has. It doesn't solve they never actually solve the pathing problems. It's just like they avoid them by designing the villages that way. And as soon as I start putting multiple beds in the same building, like the AI just starts breaking.